What's up, y'all? We hiking. Okay, so let me catch you up. In my relationships, people that I'm dating, a cycle that's coming to an end, so we're going to say up until now, I've attracted partners and people who aren't expressive of their emotions and in fact are very anti-emotion, shame emotion, right? This is hyper-masculine, anti-feminine energy, right? A lack of balance, lack of respect, logic over everything. I'm a robot, you know what I mean? And so there are times when I have felt bad. I felt bad about the way that I showed up in relationships. I felt bad because you know what? One thing about Nathallie Hughes is she's going to write a fucking letter. One thing about Nathallie Hughes is that she's going to express herself emotionally and she's going to communicate her wants, her needs, and her desires. And she's going to let you know how she feels. Thank you, Moon in the third house. Mwah. Love you and appreciate you. Never change. And you know, I used to feel bad. I did. I used to feel bad about this because I felt like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I am communicating my emotions and feelings and he's leaving me on red or not responding to me or blah, 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 blah. All of these other things, rejection means something about me story, right? And one thing that I'm just realizing and recognizing is that I will always rather be the person who is expressing their emotions, their feelings, their wants, and their desires instead of being the person who doesn't. Instead of being the person who's not tapped into their emotions, instead of being the person who pretends that they're too cool for school, instead of being the person who doesn't communicate what they need and the fact that they have needs. Because of those two people, the person that communicates their emotions, wants, and desires, and the person who doesn't, only one of those people is getting what they want. Only one of those people is getting their dream. Only one of those people is getting their manifestations coming to them. And contrary to popular hypermasculine societal belief, it's not the person who isn't tapped into their emotions. It's not the person who doesn't communicate how they feel. It's not the person who doesn't communicate what it is that they want. That's not the person who gets what they want. The person who gets what they want is the person who is bold enough, who is courageous enough to communicate what they want, to communicate their desires, and to open themselves up to receiving. There are so many people who want so many things, right? Because we all want desires. We're always constantly, every second of every day, being inspired to want something. I lost my train of thought. There are so many people who want things and are not open to receiving them because they don't even communicate it. They don't even put it out there. You're in a situationship with somebody who doesn't even know that you want to have a relationship with them because you're so afraid of rejection that you won't communicate, which I'm not shaming you for being afraid, never. I'm just saying this is the experience. You're so afraid of rejection. You're so afraid of expressing yourself emotionally. You're so afraid that somebody won't fuck with you that you're not even allowing yourself to try. And you know what that means? When you're closed off and not open to receiving, you're 100%, you're damn sure not getting what the fuck you want. And that's a guarantee. But you know what's not a guarantee? When you show up and you are open to receiving, there is a chance. There is always a chance that you might get your desire. And you know what? When I show up open to receiving love, when I show up communicative about my needs, when I show up expressing that I have emotional needs and that my needs deserve to get met in a relationship, they might not get met by the person that I'm expressing them to. That person might not respond. They might ignore my text. They might ignore my email. But you know what? That puts me one step closer. That action, that vulnerability, that transparency, that openness, that receptivity, you know what that does? That communicates to the universe. That communicates to the universe that this girl is ready. That communicates to the universe that this person is ready to receive the love that she has worked so hard to allow herself to even become open to. And so if it's not this person who meets my needs, I am now in the receptive mode, and I am now ready and a vibrational match to begin rendezvousing with people who are more and more compatible with me, with people who have the capacity and the desire, who have the means to meet my needs. Bitch, I'm tired. Oh, I'm sorry for calling you a bitch. You're not a bitch. We're still retiring that phrase. Lord Jesus, I'm at the end of my life. Oh God, okay. The person who communicates and opens themselves up to receive is the person who gets what they want. And a phrase that I used like yesterday has just become one of my most favorite phrases. And it's that you can take my pride in exchange for my empowerment. If all I have to do in order to understand myself better, my subconscious beliefs about love better, in order to put myself out there, in order to receive my goals, if I have to set my pride aside and send some text messages and do some feeling expression, and in exchange, I get one step closer, I release a shit ton of resistance that I have towards my goals, take it. What the fuck is pride in comparison? What the fuck is my ego? What the fuck is the way that I am perceived by you in exchange for my actual emotional empowerment in my life? In exchange for my capacity to create the relationships that I want, to create the abundance that I want, emotional abundance, financial abundance, abundance of ideas, etc., etc. So that's all that I have to say. It's okay how somebody else responds to you and whether or not they decide that they want to love you and be in a relationship with you and all of that other shit. Because at the end of the day, I would always, always, always rather be the person. I would always rather be the person that I am today. Because the person that I am today is the person that's going to get their needs met. Is the person that eventually is going to reach their goals and their desires. And with that, I am now at my car. And I bid you adieu. Okay. Action steps you can take. Moving forward from this video, I've got a digital journal. It's free. It's linked in the description box. Go get yourself a copy. Get clarity on your vision for yourself and where you are as a form of empowerment, vision casting. There are tools you can purchase. Also using the links in the description. Whew. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can also use the links in the description. Okay, bye.